The biggest question that I see asked in the manifestation community is, well, how do I keep my manifestation? Because I've gotten this person and lost them multiple times and I keep affirming for them and they keep coming back and then I keep losing them. Welcome back to my channel. I'm the problem. It's Lee and I'm here to help you with your manifestation with no bullshit, no fluff. Let's get into it. If you feel like you understand manifestation but you still don't have your dream reality, this is probably why. You're thinking as if you have what you want, but you're still operating as the person who doesn't. Because there's a difference between embodiment and mindset. You can have a clean mental diet, you can affirm 10,000 affirmations a day, but if you're still walking out in the world and you're not embodying that person who has the thing that you're affirming for, you might as well have done nothing. You just wasted your fucking time. Here's why affirming will work eventually for some people, but it will take a really long time, or they won't be able to keep their manifestation. You can affirm for something, get it, and then lose it. You are not embodying that person who has them. You affirm for them and you trick your brain temporarily into thinking that you're the person who has them. But then as soon as you get them, your brain's like, whoa, hold up. How did this happen? Because we are not the person who can be with that person. And then you go and fuck it up and then they leave. You know what I mean? And then it's a never ending cycle of new techniques, new YouTube gurus, new coachings, and you're just always stuck chasing the new thing instead of just being the person that you need to be. So we're going to fix that today. So thinking as if is your mental rehearsal. It's your affirmations. It's setting aside time to do your visualizations. It's doing your state akin to sleep. It's listening to your subliminals. It's basically like you're reading a script and you're acting it out for the camera, but as soon as the camera turns off, you go right back to the old you. Embodiment is how you're reacting under pressure. So that's when the camera's off, nobody's watching, you're alone, it's just you and your thoughts. And how are you reacting to what's going on inside your head and what's going on outside of you? Like, let's say you're texting your person and they're leaving you on red. How are you reacting to being left on red? Are you sitting there spiraling out of control, acting like, oh my God, why aren't they answering me? Like, they don't want to talk to me, they don't want to be with me? Or are you sitting there like, they'll answer me when they get a chance to, they're just busy right now. Like, I know they're going to answer me because I'm fucking the person that they want to be with, or I already have them, so of course they're going to answer me, or I'll just see them later. There's a huge difference between putting on a show for the camera, aka when you're doing your affirmations and your visualizations, and being that person 24/7 when nobody's watching. And that's where most people get caught up, because you can visualize and affirm all day long, but the second you get triggered, you're reverting right back to the old you, and you're basically throwing all those affirmations and visualizations right out the window. So like we said in the last video, the goal is not to think better thoughts. The goal is to remove the negative parts of you that no longer align with what you want. Embodiment is subtraction, not addition. Step number one is that you need to stop performing. Stop performing confidence. Stop performing abundance. Stop performing detachment. Stop pretending like we don't care. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard is when you're texting someone, you have to wait 2 hours to text them back. You have to act like you're detached. Like, no, you're performing, and they can tell that you're performing. When you're naturally unbothered, you're not sitting there with your phone in your hand, looking at it, waiting for them to text you back so that you can count the minutes of how long you have to wait to text them back. When you're naturally unbothered, your phone is on the counter somewhere, and you're off enjoying your life and doing whatever the fuck. Or if your phone is in your hand, you answer them back right away, no shame, because hey, you want to talk to that fucking person. The people who have what they want are not checking themselves. I love this quote, and I don't remember exactly how it goes, but it's like, confident people are not the ones who walk in the room knowing that they're better than everybody. The ones who walk in the room knowing that they're secure in themselves and they don't care if they're better than anybody. I love that. We have had this assumption ingrained into our brains that if you are confident, it means that you're cocky, and that's bad. There's a difference between being cocky and being confident. Cocky is when you're like, my shit don't stink and I can't do anything wrong and I'm fucking better than everybody else. And confident is when you know that you're the shit and you don't care if anybody else agrees with you or not. You get what I'm saying? So here's what you're gonna do for the next 7 days to fix performing and start embodying. You're not going to fix your thoughts. You're not going to reaffirm after you get triggered. You're not going to pretend like everything happens the way that you want it to happen. Letting your nervous system spaz out without you having to take control of it and recalibrate it manually and just kind of let it do its own recalibration is going to be so fucking uncomfortable for you, but you need to do it. Because if you're constantly affirming and visualizing and trying to fight against the old identity, then the old identity is going to keep showing up. You know how when you have a child that you give negative attention to, like they're doing something bad and you keep giving them attention, like even though it's negative attention, they're still getting attention from you. So they're going to keep doing that negative thing to get you to keep paying attention to them. If you just allow those thoughts and those feelings and your old identity to keep showing up and you're just like, okay, whatever, you're indifferent to it, like, that's nice. You're not responding to it. You're not giving it the time of day. You're not giving it the attention that it wants and that it craves. It's just going to eventually fade out and it's going to be like, okay, I'm not getting what I'm looking for here. I'm not getting validation from this person anymore. The identity will eventually lose control and it will go away. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to start using the pause rule. The pause rule is when you stop before you react. Now, we're not stopping because we're not sure about the answer or because we're not sure how to respond. We're stopping because we're no longer reactive. We're no longer responding to the old identity trying to come through. That means anytime you feel the urgency to explain, to chase, to prove, or to seek out validation, pause for 10 seconds. Calm yourself, whether that's what we talked about before, putting the ice on your wrist, doing the breathing technique. There's a whole nother video on how to do that, on how to like stop whatever is spiraling you out. Stop it the second you feel the urgency. Pause, and that's going to break your identity pattern. That's going to stop the old identity from coming in, and it's going to retrain your brain to embody this new identity. We're no longer recognizing, fucking with, or responding to that old identity anymore. It's gone. It's dead. We're not giving it the time of day. Number 3, and this is a biggie, and this is the one that so many people have trouble with, and we talked about this in the last video too, is we're going to stop the proof-seeking behavior. That means we're going to stop looking for validation. We're going to stop going to the tarot readers. We're going to stop looking for signs. We're going to stop rereading our messages. We're going to stop looking for results. Hear me clearly on this. People who assume something is theirs do not monitor it. So what you need to do is you need to identify your proof-seeking habit and cut it in half by 50%. So if that is you going to your bestie and sending them screenshots of your conversation with your person, your SP, and saying, what do you think this means? What do you think this means? You need to do that half as much. The fourth thing that you're going to do is you're going to upgrade your behavior, not your thoughts. Like we said at the beginning of the video, you can affirm and you can visualize all day long, but if you're not actually taking action on that to follow through and back up your affirmations, you might as well not do anything at all. You're going to ask yourself throughout the day, what am I assuming about myself right now? You're not going to ask yourself, what should I believe? You're going to ask yourself, do I feel chosen? Do I assume things are going to work out? Do I assume that I'm respected? If your assumption is no to any of those answers, you are not going to affirm for that thing. You're not going to say, I am chosen, self-respected, I am whatever it is. You are going to correct it through your behavior because your behavior is going to reinforce your thoughts. Once you start believing that assumption through your behavior first, then you can start reinforcing it with your thoughts. So you're going to stand differently, speak differently. Behavior reinforces your assumptions faster than your words and your thoughts. Number 5, embodiment is fucking boring. We've talked about this in the last couple of videos actually. Self-help, self-regulation is boring as fuck. Like, because you're not seeking that dopamine high anymore. You're not seeking that thrill and the ups and downs and the roller coasters. You are going to be bored as fuck. And that means that it's working. You're not chasing emotional high. You're not going through dramatic shifts. And you're not having constant breakthroughs of, oh my God. Your brain is stabilizing. Your thoughts are stabilizing. Your emotional self is stabilizing and regulating. You want to pick one embodied behavior and practice it regularly. So whether it's not over-explaining, leaving situations that make you feel uncomfortable sooner, saying no without having to justify it, That's a big one for people pleasers. Or maintaining neutrality during silence. So like if somebody's not texting you back or you're being left on read, you're not spiraling out or like double texting them or trying to get validation from other people or seeking out tarot readers to try to figure out why they're not talking to you. Repetition of this embodiment is going to be extremely boring, but it's going to rewire your identity. Number 6, drop the timeline obsession. Everyone is so obsessed with right now, which brings us back to the very first video I ever put on this channel about how everyone's like, I need it right now. I need them right now. I'm obsessed with them right now because if I don't have them right now, they're going to fucking die and I'll never get a chance to be with them. So what if they die? You know how many people are out there? You know how many other people would love to have a chance to be with you? Like if they die, it just means that they weren't meant to be in your life. Sorry to say it. If you feel the urgency, you got to find out what you're afraid of and why you're trying to push this time limit and what you're afraid of is going to happen if you don't have it right fucking now. And then you just don't fight it. You don't affirm over it. You let that fear exist without doing anything about it. Identifying the fear is half the work because once you know what it is, it's not as scary. Obsession is only scary because you don't know what's driving the obsession. Once you figure out what's driving the obsession, like we said in the first video, it's not as scary anymore. So basically, to sum everything up, thinking as if is mental, but embodying is behavioral. And the manifestation is always going to follow the embodiment. When you stop chasing your alignments and you start fixing your reactions, that's when your shit starts coming into your life. So you want to stop visiting the state and start living in it because your reality is going to respond to your resonance. It's not going to respond to your effort, not going to respond to your belief, your thoughts, your visualizations, your subliminals. It's not going to respond to the fucking Etsy witch that you hired last week. It's going to respond to who you are and where you're fucking living. So if you're standing in the empty apartment, looking around, wondering where your fucking furniture is, it's time to start moving your shit in. So I hope that this video made sense and I hope that you enjoyed it and that it wasn't too long and that you guys all have a very Merry Christmas if you're celebrating, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!